Yes, sir. And speaking of the fact that if you have a good defense and a poor offense, you're only going to get so far. That's the same headline with the Chicago Bears. The New Orleans Saints defeated the Chicago Bears 26-23 in overtime. Chicago's offense came up short. Should the Bears go back to Mitch? Fellas, I'll take this right away here. I'm a Packer fan, and I've watched Mitch Trubisky since the start. We all have. We all know about the buzz about Mitch Trubisky. He's inaccurate. He does not make good decisions with the football. His turnover rate is disgusting. His QBR is terrible. This is not the move. You let it rock with Nick Foles. You do not go back to Mitch Trubisky. Look, even though Foles doesn't have the best touchdown to interception ratio, 8-7, he's got a 64.8 completion percentage, which is pretty damn solid. This isn't to say that Foles is playing great football, but something that I like to look at here is maybe the play call needs to change. I like Matt Nagy. He's a great coach. But if you look at this offense, they're 27th in the league in points per game. And he may have to give it over to Bill Lazor at some point, the offensive coordinator, because another stat here that's eye-popping to me. The Bears are the only above 500 team among the 6 teams that average fewer than 20 points a game. Only putting up 10 against the Rams, crushed them in that one. And it's just the rushing attack is ranked last in the league in yards per game. So this is an offense that's clearly not clicking as a unit. The defense, we all know, has done huge things for this Bears team throughout the season. Like their hard-hitting mindset, Kyle Fuller leading that pack as a cornerback, this defense is nothing to screw around with. But if the offense can't pick up the slack, they're not going anywhere. In terms of Mitch, I don't want to hear this man's name. You keep him in.
Well, I just want to say this. The Saints nearly blew the game away after leading by 10 in the fourth quarter. In OT, there was a time where Nick Foles could have run for the first down, but he wanted to be stupid and decided, like, hey, man.
This was a real quote by Aikman. I don't know if you guys heard this. The quote was, "This is where you miss Mitch Trubisky." I was laughing at it.
But in all honesty, yesterday Nick Foles, he was 28 of 41 for 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but he was sacked 5 times. Three out of those 5 sacks was his fault. All he had to do was throw the ball away, but instead he just took the sack. Ever since when he took the starting quarterback job for the Chicago Bears, he's been dead last in passing yards. He only averaged 263 passing yards a game, which is dead last in the NFL. His QBR is, his passer rating is 77.6. His QBR is 46.2, and he has negative rushing yards. So, in all honesty, I do miss Mitchell Trubisky. I'm sorry to say this, but yeah, I do believe yesterday, if it was Mitchell Trubisky on 3rd and 10 to run for that first down, he would have made it.
All right, he'd take off.
He would take off, and I say the Bears would live to see another down.
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
You know what's crazy about this, Cam? The fact that the matter is, at 5-3 with a terrible offense, the fact that a lot of people are saying, should they go back to Mitch Trubisky, should tell you all you need to know about how poorly and garbage this offense is when you ask for Mitch Trubisky to be the daggone savior, because the brother can't even save his damn self. The brother's very inaccurate. He cannot throw the ball down the field. A lot of this had to do with the play call. Let's be real. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Nick Foles is not perfect. I don't consider him an elite quarterback, nothing there. But I do consider him to be, if you put him in the right system, have the right pieces, he could be able to make a few throws that Mitch Trubisky cannot even dream or practice of making. All right, so you saw it in the game. He had a couple passes. There was a 50-yard pass to Mooney. I'm about to say Paul Mooney, the comedian. Mooney, and he caught that pass, and then another pass right on the same drive to Allen Robinson. Great body control by Allen Robinson. Mitch Trubisky is not making that throw. All right, this has to do with Matt Nagy and his terrible, weak offensive play calling. He needs to give that up.
All right. Okay, so here's the thing. I agree with everything you guys say, and I think we can all agree right now that the Bears, whoever is in the Bears quarterback room right now, Trubisky, Foles, I agree. Whoever is in that room is not the answer. But I will say this. I don't think this is on Matt Nagy as much as you guys think. I think he's a good coach, and I think given the right talent, he could develop a quarterback. Because keep in mind, he wasn't the coach that drafted Trubisky. So here's where I'm thinking of it. If you're the Chicago Bears, your defense is so good, man. They could have easily won you the game yesterday. I'm not impressed with the Saints at all. But the Bears defense played really well. They're an elite unit. I agree with that. It's so good that if I'm a Khalil Mack or I'm Eddie Goldman, whoever, Akeem Hicks, I'm telling my coach, I'm telling my GM, we're working our butt off, and we're 5-3. We're still in the middle of this playoff race. Kenny C said his Packers lost yesterday. Gardner Minshew just got benched by the Jaguars. When you look at it, Ryan Fitzpatrick, you're right in the race. 5-3. Why not?
We just look at that team and we are saying that that's not a 5-3 team. And I don't think you should go back to Mitch. I think we all in agreement with that. But I do think that he needs to step up the play calling. I mean, bro, his offense is so predictable. Literally, run the ball at Montgomery the first 2 downs and throw a deep pass. All right, out of play action. I mean, it's so simple. It's easy to play defense that way and prepare for that.
Especially when Foles actually has credible weapons. Jimmy Graham came to play this year. Anthony Miller.
I don't even want to hear about Jimmy Graham. That boy is slow as a daggone.
But he came to play this year with the touchdowns. First 4 or 5 weeks, he was balling out.
I'm with you.
It's not it. I'm sorry.
He jogged on a route and made no effort on it.
Literally, no effort to snatch the ball out the air, just standing there like the statue of Daggone Liberty.
We'll scratch Jimmy Graham. We'll go Anthony Miller, Allen Robinson, and Mooney. Those are 3 solid options for any average quarterback. So the play calling clearly needs to change in some way, especially when you have when you're last in the league in yards per game rushing the football. It's evident that you're predictable as hell.
My internet was a little unstable. What did you guys say about the Minshew or the Fitzpatrick? I missed that. My bad.
What was the question about the?
I think the Bears should trade for a quarterback.
Right now?
Yeah. What do you mean? Right? They're 5-3 and in the race. If you give them Gardner Minshew, they're a better team than they are right now.
Nah, I'm not buying that either.
But you still got to fit.
I'm not buying that either.
Give them Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You still got to fit into the system. It's going to take time.
Go ahead, Mel.
What does Gardner Minshew have done in Jacksonville right now with a 1-6 record right now? What are you telling me? So what difference is in Chicago right now?
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
The Chicago Bears gave up a 4th-round pick for Nick Foles.
All right, wait a minute.
Remember that.
Wait a minute. Listen, I get it. But at the same time, number one, I kind of figured Nick Foles. I knew going into the season Nick Foles wasn't that good. And Gardner Minshew has looked better all of last year than Nick Foles has this year. But it's fine. If you don't want Gardner Minshew, that's fine. Cam, me and you were on this show.
That was just propaganda. Minshew mania.
We were on this show 2 weeks ago talking about what are the Dolphins doing? Benching Ryan Fitzpatrick? He looks like a good quarterback to me.
But look, who said the Dolphins yesterday?
Let's not.
Come on.
Let's not go out on a limb, though.
The Dolphins yesterday, so I'm still sticking with that decision. 293 yards yesterday, so that's nothing impressive.
Look, here's my thing, dude.
Listen.
Right now, if I'm Ryan Pace, I'm looking at the situation. I drafted Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes, and somehow I still have my job. Somehow, some way, I still have my job. In order to save my job, you need to make a move that puts this team into the playoffs or even into further contention, because we're all in agreement right now. Whatever their record is, the Chicago Bears, the way they are right now, are not a good football team and are not a threat to anyone.
I just don't think they're going to sell out on a guy that they're paying $4 million base salary and then 8 more as a bonus.
Give them a 5th-round pick.
They're not going to just abandon their quarterback, especially. You got to learn a whole new system if you bring in a new quarterback. And with Fitzmagic, there's a reason why they call Fitzmagic. He has flashes and streaks of great games, but who's to say he's going to come in here in Chicago and lead them to winning the division?
Exactly. I
just think it's far-fetched. I like the idea, but I just think it's far-fetched.
Nah, you don't want to have 3 quarterbacks that's so inconsistent at times on your team. That's a recipe for disaster.
Just who gives you a better chance to win? Who gives you a better chance to win? Fitzpatrick or Foles?
At this point, Nick Foles.
Fitzpatrick.
At this point, Nick Foles. Listen, I would say this. All in all, the Bears' offense is so bad that my guy Javon Wims is so bored that he had to go and deck somebody for some fun. Defensive back C.J. Gardner-Johnson acting like he Javonte Davis from the last night before. I mean, what the hell is his brother on?
Bro, that was so random.
If you actually go back to the replays, Anthony Miller right before Johnson actually got up in Anthony Miller's face and put a finger in his face mask. So, like, all right, I'm not justifying. Go ahead and sucker punch a guy, but like it's not like he just did it out of nowhere. Like, obviously it looked random, but like he was standing up for his teammate. And a similar instance happened with Johnson and Michael Thomas in a practice. Michael Thomas took a swing at this guy. So it's evident he gets under the skin of guys.
Yeah,
bro, I was like, wait, that was so random. The play ended. He went up to the guy boldly, snatched his chain, swung on it. I'm like, oh, nah, I can't go out like that. You swung on me the first time and I'm not going to react? Hell no, bro. But honestly, he does deserve that 2-game suspension. I do believe the NFL did the right job. Yeah, that was fair. But I just felt like that was random, bro. Like how do you come up to a stranger out of nowhere, take his chain, then to swing on him for no reason?
You hitting a guy with a helmet on. I mean, I don't think that makes any sense. You know, punching a guy. You doing more damage to your hand than you doing him. I just don't understand that.
And the worst part is this happens all the time. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the Missouri-Florida game on Saturday, but
I saw that.
Guy got punched while he was
crazy
in the head. Like,
it's like these helmets are designed for the players to take hits, and you're gonna slug him in the helmet. Like, that's just stupidity.